Hey, this is Drew Page. Welcome to the Drew Page channel. So I was working out, walking the dogs, and I've just noticed all day long that there have been these tweets and these Instagram posts by people who are well-known financial influencers, and they're making a big deal out about this guideline that the IRS has about illegal activities being reported as income on a tax return. And I mean, I learned this when I was in tax class in law school back in 2009. So it just surprised me that this seemed to be new information for people. So I wanted to hop on here real quick and just make sure everybody knows what this is all about. I mean, is it true that people who steal property or gain money through illegal activities are to report it as income? The answer is yes. And the reason is because of the broad definition under the Internal Revenue Code. IRC Section 61 defines gross income as any gain or profit or income from any source whatever. So any gains that you make, any financial gain that you have, unless it is excluded by the Internal Revenue Code, has to be reported as gross income. That means that if you get a financial benefit by stealing something or by embezzling or by getting funds from a drug transaction, even though those are illegal activities, and even though you may have to pay restitution on these things, if you don't take care of getting the property back to them or refund the restitution within the tax year, you must report that as income. The only other exception is that if you give the property back within that same tax year. Now, this is as old as a case by Justice Holmes in Sullivan versus United States, where the court said in 1927, so almost a century ago, that illegal activities were not exempt from the definition of gross income. And in 1961, the Supreme Court followed up with James versus United States. And in that case, they said it is a well-established principle that unlawful as well as lawful gains are comprehended within the term gross income. So all of these activities have been required to be reported as gross income. Now, what happens if the thieves do not report that income? What happens if the drug dealers don't report that income? Well, then they are set up for a potential crime of tax evasion, where the United States government would then be able to prosecute them not just for the theft, but also for the tax evasion. You say, well, if they have to report that on their income, isn't that a violation of the Fifth Amendment? And Justice Holmes in 1927 addressed that issue as well, saying that in that particular case, in dicta, which means that it's not binding, but it's certainly persuasive for future courts, that he didn't believe that the Fifth Amendment protects someone from saying what is actually income in on a document. But that in that particular case, however, it was dicta because the defendant didn't make the objection at the trial and bring that issue before the court. Therefore, the court couldn't rule on that conclusively on appeal. But nevertheless, whatever has gotten this frenzy going about thieves having to report their income, I guess there was some post somewhere, and it's like Patrick Bet-David, CNBC, all of these people are making a big deal out of this, like this was some new guideline. This is not new. This has been almost a century. Now, here's the other interesting part: is that that criminals, when they report this stolen income, can also claim deductions. So they can make claims like for deduction of legal fees in certain circumstances. If they can make some other claim that they were. It wasn't a full gain because of expenses in carrying out the enterprise. They can try to make those claims and seek to get deductions of the amounts that they are supposed to report. So there are absurdities all around in this. Now, I can tell you, I'm not familiar with any criminal defendant that has actually reported it as gross income. And if you are one such person, I would highly advise you to seek an attorney before you do any of those types of things, and make sure that you get some counsel and know what you're doing before you fill that out. So anyway, just wanted to hop on here real quick. I've seen this all day today, and it's just blown my mind. And just wanted to jump on here. Yes, a thief must report stolen property in their income. Yes, a drug dealer who gets a gain from an illegal activity must report income. That has been the standard since 1927 and carries over to today. So anyway, hope you found this helpful. I guess it's more of a rant than anything else, but it is a tax tip, and it is, it's almost tax time. So hey, if you've stolen anything, make sure that you get some tax advice and get that taken care of. So anyway, please subscribe to my channel, like this video to help with the algorithm, and hope you have a happy new year. Hopefully I'll be able to drop another video on before the end of the new year. So until next time, stay tuned.